Canelo, His Excellency has named you and Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see.
After today's unexpected meeting in London, even the critics are now convinced that the biggest boxing match is on the way. The Canelo versus Crawford fight is all set to take place in 2025, with preparations already in motion. Canelo Alvarez met with Turki Alashik and confirmed there's a strong possibility he'll be facing Terence Crawford. He said he's always focused on making the biggest fights happen. Turki Alashik has long wanted to arrange a showdown between Alvarez and Crawford in 2025, calling it one of the biggest possible events in North America this year. Whether he can pull it off remains to be seen. Alashik also mentioned he's been planning a fight for Terence Crawford in 2025, as Crawford is now healing from an injury and beginning to train again.
See, everything is possible. We'll see. We want to talk about it, sit down really well, and figure out something.
That's why Alashik plans to meet with Crawford in January, just like he recently met with Canelo. He's still aiming to set up a fight between Crawford and the unified 3-belt super middleweight champion, Canelo Alvarez, in 2025. He said he'll know within the next month or two if it's possible. Crawford, 37, has been actively calling for the Canelo fight, but if Alashik can't make it happen, he might have to explore other options. Two strong possibilities at 154 pounds are Bakram Murtazalev and Sebastian Fundora, both of whom would be solid unification opponents for WBA junior middleweight champion Crawford.
I thought he was kind of a lose-lose situation for you. Do you think he's too small to compete with you?
No, he's a good fighter. He's very good.
I think he's injured right now. We were planning something with him, and I'll talk to him, maybe in January, said Turki Alashik in an interview with Fight Hub TV, referring to Terence Crawford. I saw him last week in Riyadh. He told me he has a minor injury, but he started rehab and training again. He's part of our plans for 2025. We hope he's still interested in the fight, so why not? When asked if the goal is to make the Canelo versus Crawford fight happen next year, Turki said, "We'll know in the next month or two. Let's see."
I take everything seriously, but we'll see what happens.
Canelo, I hope you make it happen for us, because we want to see it.
Yeah, thank you.
This update follows Crawford's move to 154 pounds last summer, where he defeated Israel Madrimov to claim the WBA super welterweight title. That victory made him a 4-division world champion. Now, Crawford is ready to move up 2 more weight classes to 168 pounds to challenge Canelo. His goal is to become the first fighter to beat Alvarez at super middleweight. Before his recent fight with Edgar Berlanga, Canelo avoided discussing Crawford. He went on to win that fight by unanimous decision, keeping his WBC, WBA, and WBO titles. The meeting between Canelo and Alashik is significant. Alashik has been behind many of boxing's biggest events recently. Their conversation hints that the Crawford fight might be getting closer.
Stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not.
Both fighters are aiming to fight in the spring, so if they're going to face each other, a deal needs to happen soon. Turki might run into issues with Crawford if he suggests facing one of the top threats at 154 pounds, like Bakram Murtazalev, Virgil Ortiz Jr., Charles Conwell, Erickson Lubin, or Sergey Boachuk. After the tough battle Crawford had against Israel Madrimov, he likely won't want to step in with any of the other dangerous names at that weight. His size, power, and skills haven't translated as well at 154 as they did at 147.
Making his own catch weight for years. Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather. Canelo fought a smaller...
These fighters are also tougher than the opponents Crawford faced after moving up to 147 in 2017. If you look closely at his welterweight record, the only well-known names he beat were an aging Errol Spence and Sean Porter. At 37, Crawford hasn't said what his next move will be if the Canelo fight doesn't happen. But it's clear that his age, combined with fighting younger, stronger, and bigger opponents at 154, could lead to a loss. He nearly lost his debut at that weight last year on August 3rd against WBA junior middleweight champion Israel Madrimov.
Not Amir Khan, but Amir Khan.
Yeah, he did. He did at 155. Yeah,
Amir Khan. You know, he fought so.
There's always a chance, said Canelo Alvarez to Ring Magazine when asked if a fight with Terence Crawford could be next. We'll see. There's always an opportunity to make big fights happen. Speaking about the upcoming February 22nd rematch between undisputed light heavyweight champ Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol in Riyadh, Canelo said, "I think it'll be another great fight. Both are strong fighters, and either one can win." Meanwhile, former world champion Crawford is targeting Canelo's unified super middleweight titles this year. Despite the size gap, Crawford believes he has the skills and power to pull off the win.
Jermell Charlo, and I'm pretty sure he didn't make as much money with all those guys except Mayweather.
Canelo has started to show signs of slowing down in his recent fights against Edgar Berlanga and Jamie Munguia, opponents he likely would have knocked out back in 2021 or earlier. Instead, he had to go the full 12 rounds to win by decision. With both Canelo and Crawford aiming for a spring fight, a deal would need to come together soon. In an interview on Sway's Universe, Canelo said he's open to facing the 4-division champion if the money is right, but he also warned Crawford that, if they do fight, it'll be easy money for him.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right, I'm in.
I'm in, why not? Don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter, but for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money, said Canelo. If the money is right, I'm ready. I don't usually like fighting guys like Crawford because they move a lot, and it doesn't make for an exciting fight. But I saw his last bout, and he's not moving as much now. So if the deal is good, I'm in. There are weight classes for a reason. It seems like miracles do happen. After years of delays and letdowns, boxing fans may finally get the matchup they've been waiting for. Just weeks ago, news of a possible 2025 fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford took the internet by storm.
Right now, that he will with me, but yet and still, you know, he have all these excuses.
The internet has been buzzing ever since rumors of the fight began, but no official announcement has been made. Until now, it seems. Boxing insider Rick Glazer has given fans something to be excited about for 2025. Posting on X, Glazer said a highly reliable source told him that the chances of a Canelo versus Crawford fight have gone up significantly in recent days. He added that talks between both camps are going well and that an official announcement could be coming soon. According to Glazer, both sides are aiming for either a May or September fight date.
I mean, because, you know, I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last fight and he don't move that much now. So
if signed, no word if it would be May or September. The world awaits, wrote Glazer with anticipation. Earlier reports hinted that Canelo Alvarez's team is eyeing a Cinco de Mayo weekend date in May. When a user asked Glazer if he thought the fight would happen in Las Vegas, he replied, "More than likely." While nothing has been confirmed about the venue yet, reports suggest that His Excellency Turki Alishik is also pushing for the fight to take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Given that Canelo has fought 5 of his last 6 bouts there, the idea seems very realistic.
Very surprised if that fight happens. I think His Excellency has been pushing that fight. It didn't seem like it was something that Canelo was really up for, to be honest. And when I've spoken to Canelo before about it.
While there hasn't been an official announcement yet, Glazer's report suggests we could get one in the coming days. The potential fight is already a big deal, and even though it's still just a rumor, the excitement in the boxing world is real. It's not just fans. Fighters and promoters are also eager to see this matchup and have been sharing their thoughts. In a chat with Fight Hype, Matchroom boss Eddie Hearn predicted that Canelo Alvarez would win the fight. He believes Crawford won't be able to truly go toe-to-toe because of the huge size disadvantage he would face.
Right. I think his kind of feeling is, when I beat Crawford, everyone's going to say I've beaten a 154 pounder. And he also, I think...
According to British promoter Eddie Hearn, the 168-pound weight limit would be too much for Terence Crawford to handle. He also pointed out that Canelo's power advantage could be a major problem for Crawford. Former champion Demetrius Andrade shared a similar view in an interview with Fight Hub TV. "I like Terence Crawford. He's been a great friend, but weight classes matter," Andrade said. "Canelo is a big, dangerous guy. Crawford has the skills, but when it comes to taking Canelo's shots and blocking his power, it's tough. Canelo knows how to move too." Andrade called it a losing battle for Crawford, even though he believes it will be a competitive and entertaining fight. Meanwhile, WBC interim light heavyweight champion David Benavidez, who's also hoping to fight Canelo, shared his thoughts on the potential matchup.
At his age as well, I don't think he wants to be fighting guys that are just moving all the time, and he wants people that come to fight. And Crawford can't really come to fight like that in that fight.
Benavidez shared similar thoughts, pointing out that Crawford is already having a tough time at 154 pounds. While he acknowledged Crawford's talent, he said that moving up 2 or 3 more weight classes to face Canelo would put him at a major disadvantage. "Crawford is a special fighter, but weight classes exist for a reason. I'd give Canelo the edge," Benavidez said. Even though the entire boxing world is hyped about this potential fight, many experts feel the outcome is already leaning in Canelo's favor. Still, with an unbeaten record of 41-0, Terence Crawford has defied the odds before, so these predictions don't take much away from the excitement surrounding the matchup.
He's at a massive, massive size disadvantage, and he can't be standing in front of him. I don't think that fight will happen. But then when you think about it, like what are the options for Canelo Alvarez?
Benavidez.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen either. He's
one of the biggest fights boxing could offer. A mega showdown between superstar Saul Canelo Alvarez and pound-for-pound great Terence "Bud" Crawford might be closer than ever. Canelo seemed open to the idea during a red carpet interview on Saturday, January 11th, at Ring Magazine's relaunch and awards ceremony in London. The star-studded event drew some of the sport's biggest names, including boxing power player Turki Alashik, legends like Lennox Lewis, and top current fighters such as Shakur Stevenson, Daniel Dubois, and Canelo himself.
Likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkish.
Canelo Alvarez remains one of the biggest draws in combat sports, consistently selling out arenas and generating massive pay-per-view numbers. Since his loss to Dimitri Bivol in 2022, he's bounced back with 5 straight wins, defeating big names like Gennady Golovkin, Jermall Charlo, and Jamie Munguia. However, he's faced criticism for not making a fight happen with David Benavidez, one of the top challengers to his super middleweight titles. Right now, there are only a few opponents who could team up with Canelo to deliver a pay-per-view event that might crack the elusive 1 million buys in the US, and one of those names is Terence Crawford. In 2023, Crawford delivered one of the most dominant performances in recent memory when he dismantled Errol Spence Jr.
Know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp? When are you going to be in a camp? I know.
So far, Canelo has kept things fairly quiet about whether he'll actually fight Terence Crawford. When asked on the red carpet this past Saturday, he simply said, "There's always a chance. We'll see. We're here to make the best deals." If the fight does happen, potential dates include Saturday, May 3rd or May 10th, both falling close to Cinco de Mayo, a major weekend for boxing. However, Canelo may be holding off on making a final decision until after the February 22nd showdown between light heavyweight rivals Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, a rematch that could influence his next move.
Training camp in March.
Okay, so
at the beginning of the middle of the February or March, yeah.
Beterbiev defeated Bivol in their first fight last year, and Canelo may be eyeing a rematch with Bivol to try and get his revenge. Speaking about the upcoming undisputed light heavyweight title fight between Beterbiev and Bivol, Canelo said, "Both fighters are good. I think both have a chance to win." The bout is one of the most anticipated of early 2025, following a blockbuster year in 2024 that saw some of the sport's biggest matchups, including 2 epic showdowns between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, and the first clash between Beterbiev and Bivol.
Canelo. Man, yeah, we still alive.
Here we go. We got. Hold up,
Turkey Alashik has big plans for boxing in 2025, aiming to deliver a star-studded lineup of major fights. As the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, he has played a key role in transforming the sport by providing major financial support. His involvement has helped break down promotional barriers, allowing rival promoters to work together and make the biggest fights a reality. Many of these high-profile bouts have taken place during Riyadh season, Saudi Arabia's major entertainment festival, with others landing in iconic venues like Wembley in the UK and top stadiums across the US. Alashik is now leading the charge to bring even more blockbuster events to fans around the world.
Yeah, I can't rap. That's what I'm saying. So I got to stick to what I know. I beat people up.
Oh, God.
I beat people up. You know?
The first major fight card of the year is set for February 22nd, headlined by the rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. The event also includes big names like Daniel Dubois and Shakur Stevenson. Turkey Alashik is determined to keep the momentum going and has revealed 5 major fights he hopes to make happen before the end of 2025. Speaking on Frost on Fighting, he said, "I want to see Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben, of course Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, and a rematch between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia."
We're going to be able to bridge this weight gap.
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35.
Alexander Usyk is expected to wait until after the February card before deciding on his next move. He said he wants to have 1 or 2 more fights, and Alashik would like to see him in a rematch with Tyson Fury. Meanwhile, Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Ben are currently in talks for a long-awaited bout, though no deal has been finalized yet. If it happens, the fight will likely take place in the UK. Their original matchup, set for October 2022, was called off after Ben failed a drug test, but the rivalry has only grown stronger since. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are also being linked again after Garcia shocked the boxing world by beating Haney in their 2024 clash, fueling talk of a rematch.
35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generation.
Ryan Garcia also failed a drug test following his win over Devin Haney, which has only intensified public demand for a rematch between the two. In the heavyweight division, the story continues to evolve. Daniel Dubois made headlines by stepping into the ring and calling out Alexander Usyk after his rematch victory over Tyson Fury. Dubois had previously fought Usyk and was controversially stopped in 2023 following a debated low blow, and he's been pushing for a rematch ever since. Still, the biggest potential fight of 2025 may be the long-anticipated clash between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, a showdown between 2 British heavyweights whose rivalry has captured fans' attention for years.
So maybe he can find a way to do it, but I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement.
And for years. Interview 24. Both Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are coming off losses and will need to rebuild their momentum, but a fight between them would still attract massive attention and deliver huge paydays. With such strong commercial appeal, many believe it's the perfect time to make it happen. TalkSport host Spencer Oliver supports the idea, saying on the latest episode of Talk Boxing, "I think the winner of Fury versus Joshua puts himself back in the world title mix. I do believe that fight happens next, and the winner could get a title shot, especially if Alexander Usyk steps away from the sport or defeats Daniel Dubois again."
If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
The big question now is whether Daniel Dubois is next in line to become the new heavyweight king. Even with recent losses, the winner of a Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua showdown could still earn a shot at a world title, possibly against Dubois. Just because Dubois knocked out Joshua doesn't guarantee it would happen again. And despite Fury's defeats to Usyk, it's too early to count him out. He might still be the second best heavyweight in the world today, and a win over Joshua could set him up for one more run at the top.
Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like, yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Madrimov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at.
What are your thoughts on the prospective fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez?
What are your thoughts on the potential showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez? Do you believe Turki Alashik can actually pull off what could be the biggest boxing matchup in years? And how do you feel about Crawford making the massive leap from super welterweight to super middleweight just to face Canelo? Who do you think comes out on top if the fight happens? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for now. For the latest updates, moments, and major events from the world of boxing, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a beat. Until next time, take care